Oh, I didn't know we started.
Um,
We could just say,
or let's start it.
thanks for tuning in to Break Check.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Break Check.
That's boring.
Yeah. Here's a topic.
Okay.
What is worse in your eyes? Set all your bias aside.
All my bias aside. Okay.
It's going to take you a while. You ready?
All right.
Process.
Mm-hmm.
No bias.
Okay.
Completely unbiased, impartial view. What upsets you more?
What upsets me more? Okay.
The fact that Chevrolet
Mm-hmm.
is stopping production of an iconic name, the Camaro.
Right.
Forget about the design, just the fact that the Camaro, the iconic vehicle Camaro. Or that Ford decided to apply the Mustang name to a jelly bean of an electric thing.
I had a feeling that's where you were going to go with that.
I am so upset. There's an iconic muscle car disappearing again.
Yeah, again.
Or Ford chose to put Mustang on a jelly bean. I'm so mad at Ford. You know where I stand on this.
Clearly. No, I agree. I think it...
What's more of a crime? In the auto industry, what's more of a crime?
I don't know, because I feel that Ford tarnished the Mustang.
Did you say I don't know? I am not allowing you to be unbiased.
Okay.
I apologize. I must.
Okay, no, here's the thing. No?
Cut it out.
See, Ford tarnished the Mustang name. They did, and I hate it. I hate the fact that they called the Mach-E a Mustang. Because, in my opinion, it's just not. And I think they tarnished the Mustang name by doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But, would you rather still have the pure V8, muscle car Mustang, or would you rather it just go away completely and then they bring in some sort of electric thing to replace it that they, because Chevy is, from what I understand, starting to roll away from all their gas-powered cars so they can bring in an electric, all electric lineup. So they got rid of the Camaro completely to replace it with some electric thing. Who knows if they'll even call it a Camaro? So
I hope not.
Right? So it's like, so in that context, is it a worse crime that they got rid of the Camaro just completely to replace it with something at some point, or that the fact that Ford is trying to, appease the electric people who love electric, but also still giving the gasoline purists what they want?
Ford is a worse criminal.
You think so?
That's just my opinion. Because by stopping the production of the Camaro, you are sort of like solidifying the history and the purity of what that car was, right? And people who are purists and love the muscle car, love the sound and the feel, the rumble, we all love nostalgia.
Right.
And you can appreciate that with the nostalgic point of view. Like, man, the glory days.
Right.
And then you go over to a Ford dealership and you're like, glory days. What is that? Like, why would they just name it something else? Just call it the Mach-E.
I completely
Take away the Mustang.
agree with that. Yeah.
I think that's more like they're trying to me, Ford is trying to compromise to society instead of saying, we're Ford, this is what we're about.
Right.
Get on board or go to Nissan. Something.
Okay,
You know?
Okay.
At least Chevy is like, we value this so much that nothing else deserves this name.
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know if they're going to bring out an electric Camaro.
We don't, but we don't know that they're not going to.
Right.
Or they're going to.
Right. And
they could do what Dodge is doing with the Challenger.
Right. Overall, as far as like the number of disappointments that a car company has made to the muscle car world, Dodge has done the worst in my opinion. They have, I think, the Challenger. The Challenger was an awesome car, but the Charger though, making it a 4-door family car, muscle car. I agree that the concept of it is a good idea because there are people out there who have families who want muscle cars. So I get that the idea of it's a good idea.
That don't want to pay the Cadillac CTS-V price.
Right.
Right.
So the niche of that car makes sense, but I don't think they should have called it a Charger, because I don't think it really held up to the Charger nameplate as being like a two-door, like no compromise muscle car. And then they brought out your excuse.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And then they brought out the Challenger in order to kind of fill that gap when the Charger should have just filled it in the first place. But I don't know. And then they brought out the Dart, which is supposed to be a sports car, and it was an economy family car. It's like, so, and now they're making it all electric. So and they're not killing it. They're not, saying, okay, well, the Charger and the Challengers are done. Like that is, they've lived their life and now we've moved on. Like you said about the Camaro, now they're converting them over to electric. So it's like, but they're not even creating a new type of car like the Mach-E. They're not killing the name and then starting something new. They're just straight up like, oh, it's not gas anymore. We're just going to shove electric into it. So it's like, I think Dodge has done the worst infringements on the muscle car community than anybody.
If you were to isolate everything that they've done with the Challenger from their V6, the design of it, all the way up to the Demon or the Red Eye Hellcat or something, if you just isolated that one vehicle line,
right,
they've done awesome.
Yeah, the Challenger.
Everything outside of that.
Yeah, the Challenger, I think was a really good car.
It's so when Dodge like harks back to like what made them awesome, like the Challengers, because the Challenger is essentially the Challenger / old school Charger kind of mixed.
Yeah.
And when it comes to their truck line, like the Power Wagon, that's been around since the 60s, 50s, 60s.
Probably.
But like outside of those and the new TRX, but that's Ram, that's not Dodge.
True.
New Power Wagon is Ram, not Dodge.
Yeah.
When it comes to Dodge, just trash everything outside of the Challenger.
Right.
We don't need it.
Right.
We don't need it.
Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what Ford did with cars in general. They just stopped making cars completely. Except the Mustang, of course.
Yeah. We could do a Would You Rather car edition.
Car edition?
Would you rather drive a Gremlin every day for the rest of your life or a Ford Mach-E?
For the rest of your life?
I choose the Gremlin.
Really?
Yeah.
I would choose the Mach-E.
Hater.
It's going to be more fun. I'm gonna miss.
But you can do, okay, the Mach-E as it comes, right?
Okay.
You can't do any modification to it,
Right.
including
Right.
downloading and updating updates. Or a 1970s Gremlin that you can modify in any way you want.
Okay, that does change it a little bit.
Like you can change the motor, you can upgrade the.
What is a
just keep it-
Gremlin 1970s Gremlin?
You don't know what a Gremlin is?
I'm trying to remember what they look like.
It's the ugliest little hatchback.
There you go.
But it's a Ford.
Right? Oh, the Gremlin. I mean, they're
It's
not
like the 1970s Mach-E.
That's a good way of putting it. One of history's dorkiest cars.
Yeah.
AMC Gremlin.
Yeah.
Was it a Ford?
Ford made the Gremlin, I thought.
It says AMC.
I don't know. I thought it was Ford. What did Ford make that was similar to the Gremlin? See, as you can tell, we're not like car aficionados.
No.
We're just people who like cars.
Yeah.
So don't like listen to anything that we say and be like, these guys are idiots. We just like cars. We kind of represent the everyday American person that just likes cars. You know?
Accurate.
I don't have a desire to fill my garage with Bugattis and Ferraris and Lamborghinis, pretty much because I'll never be able to afford those. But we just like cars. I don't care what it is. 4 wheels, as long as it has a gas motor.
I don't have a too. I want to keep my gas cars, but I also don't necessarily hate electric vehicles.
Electric cars have been around for decades. They're called Power Wheels.
Fair.
Yep.
Okay, next topic.
On Car and Driver.
Okay. I still have soda open. Yes.
On Car and Driver, these are the future cars worth waiting for
Worth
in
waiting
the
for.
next 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
From 2024 to 2028.
Okay.
So I think it'd be cool. Let's go through and just be like the biggest jerk of critiques. I'm just kidding. Unless they're cool.
Yeah?
Because I discovered something on here that really makes me angry at Chevrolet.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm not a you know me. You've known me your whole life.
Yeah.
Not my whole life.
Right. I wasn't
I've known
born
me
yet.
my whole life. I've known you your whole life, but you can't say that about me.
That's true, because I wasn't alive.
So, yeah, well, that's your fault. I've never been a brand loyal person because as we have already talked about, we just like cars.
Yeah.
Right? Like we have things that we prefer,
Right.
but as long as you've known me, I've never been like everything I have, I love Ford, I have to have Ford or Dodge or Ram or Chevrolet. I've always been, if anything, I always like to get the things that the majority don't have because
Right.
I like to be different, right? And I like to go out into a parking lot and be like, oh, there's mine because it doesn't look like everything else.
I've always, admittedly, I've bought mostly Fords just because I've had good luck with them.
Yeah.
But I have owned Dodge, I have owned Chevy, and yeah, I pretty much stuck to American. I need to broaden my horizon a little bit.
I've owned 2 different Volkswagens. We have one now. My wife drives a VW Atlas, which we love. It's a great vehicle.
Other than the battery.
Other than the battery thing,
That'll be a different topic.
If you have a new Atlas, just keep an eye on your battery. Maybe have one on hand that you have to take it to the dealership to have them install because it's a battery. Dumbest. We'll get into it another time.
Yeah.
All right, so first vehicle on this list, the 2024 Aston Martin Vanquish. I think this looks like Aston Martin is trying to like go the Ferrari route a little bit because they've lost that iconic grille.
Yeah, it's like that was my first thought when I saw it. It's like it looks like I can.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do. I love it, but it's not the classic Aston Martin.
I feel like they're trying to put an F1 car on the road.
Yeah, like a Ferrari F1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is mid-engine though.
But I mean, it's very sleek. But yes, it's like if they took the Aston Martin badge off of it, I don't know if I would actually look at it and immediately think Aston Martin. Now, it does have vaguely the shape of the iconic grille.
You know what it kind of makes me think of? If you were to remember the old Saleen S7
Oh yeah, okay.
and make a modern version of it? Instead of having that squared off tail.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
I like that they rendered this particular drawing in green though.
It looks decent in green.
Yeah.
Probably not my preferred color, but
Yeah. Well, you know, they say geniuses choose green.
do they?
I don't know. It was in a movie. All right, next one. 2024 BMW i8. I'm not a fan.
I don't like it.
Isn't the i8 their electric hybrid?
Or
Or is it all electric?
It's either a hybrid or all. I think it might be all electric.
Have you seen, okay,
It might be better in person.
ICT Billet? Have you seen the i8 that they've got parked out in front of theirs every now and then? One of the guys that,
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing, I don't know if it's an owner or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the first i8 either. Like it's okay looking, but it's not my favorite car.
It's cool for what it is, but I would not want that to be my only car.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're familiar with ICT Billet, they're not a sponsor. They're really, really awesome. They don't do just metal billet stuff. Like they have performance parts and replacement parts and aftermarket, and they're local. relatively local to where we are. So
where we are.
if we ever need to go up there for anything, we don't have to order it and pay shipping.
Sure.
But if you're interested, if you're looking for something that's a little bit different, that's not really on the big radar, ICT Billet, and they do incredible stuff. All right, next up, this is where they start getting ugly.
Ugly? Oh.
The 2024 Cadillac Celestiq. I don't know what this is.
Did somebody like put a really heavy book on top of it and squish it a little bit and like pulled it?
I think it's for the consumer who wants to have houseboat living on land. I don't know what this is. It's an EV. That's the first thing wrong with it. I don't know.
Flagship sedan. I mean, I feel like they're trying to make these cars like too like sharp and like edgy. I don't like the Aston Martin is the most like curvy and like, you know, very like smooth, more elegant in a way. But these are very like sharp and jaggedy, and it's like
It's like if they it makes me think of modern versions of what they try to do in the 80s with like the DeLorean and we're like, let's just make this like a knife and like a wedge.
Right.
It's like a doorstop.
I guess everything that's old becomes new again.
I don't know. I don't like it. Okay.
Yeah.
The next one is
it the Chevy?
I'm just going to show you and I'm going to name it and I'm just going to sit back and let you react to it.
Okay.
Because we've already talked on this when it comes to Ford. So now it's Chevy's turn.
Okay.
Okay, next one. 2025 Chevy Corvette SUV.
Oh my god, I thought it was like the next Suburban. What?
Give it a different name.
What the hell, Chevy? I mean, Ford did it too, so what the hell are you two doing? Like Chevy, do you really think that Ford fans are happy with the Mach-E? Like, have you watched YouTube?
Chevrolet tried to copy, I think, because if you look at the actual Corvette, the real Corvette, which I know a lot of Corvette purists that don't like the C8 because it's mid-engine, so it's not a real purist Corvette.
Right.
I love the C8. It's not my favorite Corvette, but I love the C8, and I love the way that the evolution of it. Mm-hmm. But
I will say that the Corvette, just to speak to that a little bit, the Corvette's always been kind of like the American sports car, as to where like the Challengers and Chargers and Mustangs and Camaros are muscle cars.
Yeah.
Like they were always like about put the hammer down, go fast, and hope for the best. As where the Corvette was always a little bit more on the finesse side. You can actually like take it to the track.
Right.
So I'm more okay with the Corvette going mid-engine than I would be with like say the Mustang going mid-engine. Mm-hmm. But just throwing that out there.
which there is rumor of that. Anyway, this is. I don't like it. I like.
No.
At least it's real. It's got a 6.2 liter V8, but it should not have the Corvette name. And if you look at the front end, it makes me think they're trying to copy. So just like a lot of people say they're copying Ferrari with their mid-engine C8.
Looks like they're copying Porsche.
I think it looks like they're copying the Lamborghini Urus. The front looks just like the Lambo.
That's true, but I feel like the Porsche SUV was the first one, was like genesis of this,
the Cayenne,
of this problem.
Yeah.
And then like, but yeah, it does look closer to the Lamborghini than the Porsche, but it's similar. Like the grille on the side there under the headlamps looks kind of similar to like the Porsche as well.
Now do this.
Okay.
Cover the front half of it. Mm-hmm. So you're only looking at the rear doors and back.
Okay.
And tell me you don't think Chevrolet Acadia or GMC Acadia.
I mean, that's what I thought about the whole thing. That it was just another Chevy SUV, or like it was an update. And then I saw the word Corvette. I heard you say Corvette, and my brain broke. And I'm like, excuse me?
Why?
Like, why? That should not be a thing.
Like, Give it a different name. It's an amazing SUV.
Right.
Don't give it the iconic name.
Yes.
You're ruining it.
It's like these names mean things to people, and then you're just trying to like squeeze more money out of the name.
If you thought there was backlash for making a Corvette mid-engine,
right.
you wait till this thing hits the dealership floor.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there are going to be people who have families and kids that want a fast, vehicle, but an SUV is not the way to go about it. Like, this is not the vehicle to take your kids to school and then, take a day off of work and go to the track. If you want that, the Charger, which I think they should have called something different, but besides the point, at least the Charger is closer to being an actual sports car than this.
The problem is, I think they don't have a connection with their consumer base because they're trying to use these names that have been so successful for so many decades.
Right.
And they're trying to make the next thing like iconically powerful or popular, and they're trying to use the name to carry it. But the problem with that is people have these names tied so tightly to the icon that they were created with.
Right.
And so the name doesn't carry the vehicle carries the name.
Exactly. Like, the name means something because of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, the Mustang didn't mean anything. Camaro, all these things didn't mean anything until the car made it something.
Yeah.
And then now you're taking the name that was created and you're destroying it by giving it it's...
Okay, we need to move on. I feel like a hemorrhoid building.
Right? Okay.
Okay,
the
next one.
vehicle.
Hey, it's a real Corvette.
Hey, an actual Corvette.
2025 Corvette ZR1 and Zora C8. It's a C8. I don't know about the Zora. It says the ZR1 is rumored to have an 800 horsepower twin turbo version of the Z06's 5.5 liter, while the top dog Zora Hybrid could pack an even bigger punch courtesy of its electric motors added to the turbo V8, could produce up to 1,000 horsepower. So it's still going to have the sound and the engine.
True.
It's just going to have electric assist.
Okay. Yeah,
I could be on board with that because you still have your car.
Yeah. I'm more on board with that than I am. Like, it's being eased into it. You're being eased into it. You still get what you love, but you're getting the extra punch and torque of the electric. So I can handle that more than I can handle just straight up going full electric.
I'll tell you what, though. This thing better be all-wheel drive.
You won't go anywhere if it's not.
I mean, that mid-engine's going to help you with traction in the back, but
right.
If it's not all-wheel drive, 1,000 power, and you get that, 1,000, all that torque from the electric motors from a stop.
Like that instant torque, yeah. What will happen if this car is not all-wheel drive and it's 1,000 horsepower hybrid? What's going to happen is you're going to get in, you're going to strap down, you're going to turn off the traction control, you're going to turn on the race mode, you're going to get all set, you're going to get ready, you're going to put your foot down, and there's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of smoke, and then your tires are going to explode, and you're going to look and see you're still in your driveway.
Yep. That's it. That's anywhere.
That's going to be the 1,000 horsepower Corvette right there.
You're going to wonder if your motor blew up behind you, but it's all the tire smoke.
Yeah. And then your engine will be fine, and then you'll realize that your back is sitting slightly lower than you were when you started.
Yeah.
That's the Corvette for you. That's the Corvette experience.
But I love the car. I like how a lot of people hate big wings. I like how this big wing actually, it kind of gives it the old C7 look.
Yeah.
It makes the tail not look so, I don't know. It
fluffy.
It builds it up and squares it up a little bit.
No, that's a good looking Corvette in my opinion. Yeah, that's the only winner that I've seen so far.
The next one is where Dodge went wrong with the Challenger.
Oh God.
But they're calling it the Charger. 2024 Charger EV. So this car has the old school Charger look that the Charger should have had, but they made it all EV. The problem that I have with this one. Are you familiar with this car at all?
Not too much, no.
Okay. The problem that I have with this one is Okay, the movie Demolition Man.
Okay.
All their cars were electric in that movie.
Okay.
If you were to make something robotic have a sound, this is that car that does that. They have speakers where the exhaust would be.
Oh, yeah.
That produces a sound as if it was a robotic motor thing. I don't know.
Okay.
But it makes a sound.
Okay.
And it's weird.
So they purposely put speakers where the exhaust is just to make a sound.
To make it sound like a car. And I know it's a car, but it's not a car. If you're a car person, like I want to get this record out there. I can appreciate electric vehicles. Like I would not mind having one, but that would be like a fun, like a more of a, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just like a fun, like a toy kind of thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be anything that I would have as my serious daily driver. It would just be for fun.
Right.
Like a golf cart.
Right. I don't really have a problem with electric cars in general. Like, I don't mind the technology. I don't mind what they're capable of. Like, I think they're capable of incredible things. However, certain cars should not go electric. It's like when you're talking about a muscle car, it's like one of the biggest muscle cars and sports cars. Like the reason why people love them is because of the sensation it gives you. You know, the emotion that you experience when you're in the car, you're in the moment, you know, like when you put your foot down, you know, the noise, the rumble, the you know, everything that goes along with it. And by putting electric to it, you're removing a massive part of what makes the experience so exciting and so just draws you to it. Now, I'm not saying that electric cars can't have their own exciting experience. They can, because like when you hit that throttle and you have that instant power that just slams you into your seat, that's going to be exciting. But it's going to be a different experience. Therefore, it requires different cars and different names.
Different names.
But these are not the same experiences. These are not the same cars.
No.
It's
like a roller coaster.
Right?
Electric roller coaster is just you 0 to full speed in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But there's no outside of the speed itself. That's the only sense of exhilaration you have.
Right. That's why do you think they're putting speakers?
Yeah.
On the outside of a car.
God gave us 5 senses. Okay. I don't want just I want to have the sound and the smell of the exhaust and
Yeah.
maybe I smell too much exhaust. Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
Maybe we're just too old school.
Okay. Now we're gonna do rapid fires.
Okay.
Okay, so the rest of these we're just going to go through, and you're going to give just a quick, this is my initial impression.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is the 2024 Ferrari Purosangue. Purosangue, I don't know. It's a Ferrari, and it's kind of like a BMW Z4 Roadster hatchback-ish thing.
Yeah, I don't like it. Move on.
Okay, next one. The Mustang
Oh.
Raptor. This is an off-road version of the Mustang designed for the off-road Dakar race.
Ford, I know that you're all about trucks now, but really? Like thank you for leaving the next generation Mustang with the V8 and not making it all electric minus the Mach-E. We try not to talk about it any more than we have to. But
I was waiting for your reaction to this one.
Ford.
Okay, there was a time when
This is supposed to be rapid fire and you throw this at me?
I would see people take like an old school muscle car, like a 70s, Challenger or something.
Right.
And they would, or like an old Firebird, and they would lift it up, put it on a truck frame, and make it this four-wheel drive thing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I hope that's the only one ever in existence. And now and people would make fun of it, and it was a joke, and it was a silly thing.
It was just something you did just because you could.
Now manufacturers are doing it from dealership. This is going to cost $90,000.
Okay. Just leave the Mustang. Let the Mustang be the Mustang.
Okay. This one will calm you down. It's very bland.
Okay.
24 Genesis GV90 SUV, family SUV. I like it.
It's a nice looking SUV. Yeah.
Moving on. The next GMC Hummer EV. They just took the Hummer and they made it topless.
Yeah.
We can all agree topless is a good thing. But it's a Hummer EV.
Right. Which they already have.
They already have. They just made it so you can remove the tops.
Right.
And it's EV. Next.
Okay.
2024 Honda Prologue. I don't know if they're just renaming the Passport or whatever.
Right. I mean, it's fine.
Moving on. Okay. The Lexus Electrified Sport. I don't know what this is. It looks, in my opinion, really cool. It looks like something you'd see in a good Batman movie.
Yeah. It looks almost sci-fi.
But it's an EV supercar.
Right. And
it's very Bond. It's very Bond-like. It's also if in the movie Tron they had the motorcycles. If they had a car, it would be this.
Right. See, like, I don't think this one bothers me because they're not trying to steal the name of an iconic car, or it's something new.
They also weren't very creative in naming it.
No,
it's the Electrified Sport.
How's this
car powered there, Jim?
All right, Jim, you're our new creative director of naming our new vehicles.
Let's hear what you got.
Yeah, what have you come up with? It's the electrified sport car.
Interesting. And how would this thing be powered?
It's electric.
And I didn't pick up on that. What? I mean, I see the design here. It's rather elegant. It's very curvy.
Right.
What genre of car would you put this in? What category?
Being that we are Lexus.
Right.
So, and it is electric. So, it's an electrified sport.
Interesting. I'm concerned that our demographics won't be able to pick up on the purpose of this vehicle. How about we just put it out there?
Yeah, so
and we'll do a census. Do you know the purpose of this vehicle? And we'll see what comes back.
I mean, I could come up with something new if you gave me a few more months.
No. You've put enough effort into this.
You have to understand how difficult it is when your pencil breaks and you only have one name written down.
Hey, we don't have those sharpeners we did in elementary school.
Right? I mean, you can't judge.
Hey,
you can't judge.
There's a wood shortage.
And do you think I want to use up a pencil?
You think it's cheap making pencils yellow? Lexus Electrified Sport. Coming in 2025, possibly.
Done.
2024 Mazda CX-90. It's Mazda's next SUV.
It's a CX-90.
Okay.
All right.
I like the color. 2024 Mercedes AMG C63. Looks just like the AMG Mercedes that we have now.
I was going to say, is it new?
Nope.
Okay.
Moving on. The Nissan Maxima. This is like a futuristic rendering of what the next Maxima could look like. I've noticed that a lot of these type of cars, like the family go-to cars, are like Hyundai's already started this, like with their Genesis and things.
Right.
But they have this, I mean, going back to a Demolition Man type movie era sort of look to them.
Right. It's almost like they're trying to make them, rather than looking like just boring family sedans, like they want to make them look, cool and sleek and sporty, without them being sporty.
Yeah. Now, I mean, Nissan might be confusing their demographic because they don't have the word electrified in the name like Lexus. They did not learn that lesson. This isn't an electric vehicle. This
should be called Nissan Electrified Family.
Right.
That's what this should be called.
Dude,
have you learned nothing?
So much.
Have you learned nothing?
Take a page out of Toyota's book or Lexus.
Right?
I
mean, they're a luxury brand.
How are people going to know the purpose of this car?
Right. Obviously. It's like when Ford named the GT40. It wasn't because it went 40 miles an hour. It's because it was 40 inches high.
Yeah.
You got to give it purpose.
Give it reason. Nobody knows what it's for,
right?
unless you put it in the name.
Obviously.
Maxima.
Like, have you been on AliExpress?
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Okay. Next one is the new Porsche 718 Boxster and Cayman Electric.
I don't like it.
Like,
It's got weird proportions.
I don't know. It looks like, yeah, strange proportions. It almost, okay, I understand.
It looks like a gecko with its eyes. Like, its eyes are, like, lifted.
It does. It looks like a gecko-fied Lotus convertible. Not that Lotuses are ugly. It doesn't look like a Porsche.
No.
Oh, there's
the gecko. It's the
there's a controversial opinion.
Gecko Lotus.
How do you
Gecko-less.
pronounce that name?
Porsche? Porsche? Porsche?
Is it Porsche or Porsche?
I think it depends on what country you live in.
I would argue to tie in that there is a personal behavior that people have that would. Okay, I'll just put it this way. Okay. Porsche. Get it?
Fair enough.
I don't have to explain it. You get
Fair
it,
enough.
right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
get it.
All
I
right.
get it. Okay.
Next up. The 2024 Ram Dakota. I'm pretty sure they had a truck called a Ram and another one called a Dakota.
Yeah. And so...
But this doesn't look like if the two had a child. It just looks like a Ram.
Yeah. It's like... So is it actually smaller than a Ram? Like, did they literally take the... So did they say, okay, team, we need to design the new Dakota for 2024, complete redesign. Let's shake it up here, do something new, do something different. I got it. Let's take the Dodge Ram and shrink it. Dakota.
Easy. I mean, it's the old Dodge Ram pickup, right? Mm-hmm. Dodge Ram 1500, 2500, whatever.
Right.
And then you had the Dodge Dakota. The problem that they have now, we're seeing a pattern here. It's names, like there's such
That's
a
true.
confusion around the names of things. So the fact that Dodge is now Ram, or it's not even Dodge anymore, but it's
Right.
just the brand is Ram.
Right. They've separated.
So
for some
when
reason.
you had a truck called the Dodge Ram, and you had a truck called the Dodge Dakota, and now you have the Ram 1500, and you have the Ram Dakota, it causes so much confusion.
Especially if they look
You know?
identical.
Yeah, it's literally, like you said, a miniaturized version. It says it's going to be roughly the same size as like a Jeep Gladiator,
Right.
a mid-sized truck, but it doesn't have its own identity. It's like, okay, if you put a Ram in the dryer and shrunk it, that's what it is. Like, it
Or you-
doesn't have its own identity. How are you going to call it a Dakota when it looks identical to its big brother?
Or they have a car-sized copy machine and they put the RAM in it and they went like, let's do 70%. They just hit copy.
Yeah.
It's like...
I mean, it could be, we could do that with, your printer, your 3D
Yeah.
printer. We could do that. Next up.
Yeah, it's true.
The next one is all digital. It's the new Scout. They're trying to bring the Scout back. If you remember back, the original 70s International Scout looked very much like the 70s Ford Bronco.
Okay.
And I think with the
I can see that in the proportions.
Yeah, I think with the success of Ford bringing back the Bronco, Scout's like, we need to get in on this. I don't know if it's actually
SUV
no longer
and-
international. It's going to be a subsidiary of the Volkswagen Group,
Oh,
which I'm
interesting.
familiar with. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they do a better job with their battery.
Okay. Last night I was watching a movie with my youngest. We're
Okay.
watching the new Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, and the first time I saw it in the theater, I didn't pick up on this or the funniness of it.
Okay.
But we're watching it last night, and when they go to, if you haven't seen the movie, at one point they go to Peru, and they meet up with another Autobot who drives up as a Volkswagen bus. Have you seen the movie yet?
I have not.
Okay, so he drives up as a Volkswagen bus,
Okay.
and he transforms into his, the human-like robotic, and he has a Peruvian accent.
Okay.
And then there's a little joke about, how did you pick up your accent? You're a robot, and the guy's like, man, that's racist. And it's a funny little moment, right?
Okay.
And so I started laughing, And my son Aiden, he's like, yeah, it's kind of funny. And I was like, no, I'm laughing at the fact that you have a German vehicle rolling up that has this Peru accent, and this guy is making all these racist jokes and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's just funny that he would choose to be a German vehicle with a Spanish accent. It was just funny to me. I don't know why. And so this is going to be an international, like American iconic brand
Right.
made by a German company that'll probably have a Swedish accent.
The GPS should be.
Yeah, GPS. You can only get a GPS that speaks with a Cantonese accent.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. The Subaru WRX. This is the next version of the WRX STI. It's supposed to be electric,
Right.
or hybrid. I don't know. Subaru has gone so downhill from the very first WRX.
Right. Like the iconic, STIs.
I remember when that thing came out, I was just out of high school. And I went to the dealership and I saw it and I was like, man, this wing is cool. It's so rally. Like you look at it and you feel like you're on a rally track.
Right.
Sitting still.
Yeah.
And since then, I don't know but the WRX, the STI that Paul Walker drove in Fast and Furious.
That was the Evo, wasn't it?
No, there was one where he was in WRX.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
There's so many of those movies.
Right.
And so, but like that WRX wasn't a WRX, in my opinion. It just looked so boring.
Right.
It wasn't this bold thing like the very first one was.
Yeah.
And it's just another boring thing.
Sure. I mean, the only thing that pops about this is the gold rims.
Yeah. Take the new body Volkswagen Beetle and just pull on its nose a little bit. That's what you have.
Yeah.
Cover the hood and your roof line, your profile, it's all
That's
VW
true.
Beetle.
That's very true. I mean, yeah, and it's it's almost looks just like a family car. Like if you take out all the big, fins and stuff at the front, everything behind it, it's just that could just be a go to school car.
If
or
you
go to
built
work
a
car.
massive wing on the back that sat either even with or slightly above the roof line, it would change the whole appearance of this car.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I agree.
I don't know. Okay. They're bringing back the MR2.
Ooh. I don't.
It makes sense that this
I-
thing would not look like an MR2 because the first two MR2s didn't look like each other.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't like it as a whole.
I don't either.
I like the fact that they're bringing back the MR2. I think the MR2 is a cool car, but I just don't like that car.
I don't like that car either.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay, the next one is I'm kind of excited for this thing to come out because I just want to see it. I like the
Right.
Volkswagen bus,
Yeah. That
and
doesn't
I
look
think
bad.
it's a fun play on the word, the buzz, from the bus.
Right.
I don't like that it's only available in
Buzz.
electric.
Right.
But this
And
could
it's-
be a cool, toot around the town as a extra car if you want to do something fun.
Right. And that, that's just a cool little car. It's a nice little play on the old VW bus that everyone loved. I actually like the headlights. I think the headlights look really nice. The grill's a little funky the way that they decided to put the grill, but overall though, it's a nice little microbus. I like it.
I did see a thing on this where
down.
they tried to match it up as close as they could to the original iconic bus. The problem that they ran into was the front end on the original one was almost flat under the windshield. And this one, because of crash rating specs that was required, they couldn't do that. And that sort of affected the front grille
Right.
nose area of it. But
Right.
I think it would be cool to have it in the garage just as something to,
I-
take church on a Sunday kind of thing. And
Yeah. I mean, that's a going around the shop, church, go and get your groceries type of little,
yep.
nice little thing.
Hey, that's it.
All right.
That's it.
Cool. My final thing that I wanted to do is I thought that it'd be fun to have a used superhero car of the week every.
A used superhero car of the week?
Yeah, remember on the last one we did, we chose a we looked up used vehicles, and then we chose a one that we would use if we were a superhero and we needed to get to. So used superhero car of the week.
I do remember that.
But
but we did a search on which website did we use? Auto Tempest?
I think you used Auto Tempest, but a twist.
Oh, what's the twist? I can't go to Auto Tempest?
No, I am going to pull up a spin the wheel, and we're going to put in different budgets.
Oh, so you could get a $90,000 budget and I get $5,000.
Or we could do the same, or we could do
We
random.
both get whatever budget. All right, let me get my search deal ready. All right. So anywhere in the world is where I'm going to search from. Click to spin.
All right, so Auto Tempest is the...
So are we going to do the same purpose, like what superhero car we would use? Or would it be like we'd have different purpose this week than we did last week?
I think it should be a different purpose. So
Okay.
we'll start at 1,000.
This could be a fun topic, like to have
Let's do 500.
our director come up with, hey, this is the purpose you have to fulfill.
Ooh, yeah. So come up with a challenge or some
is
sort
your
of scenario.
purpose. What
Some sort of
vehicle?
scenario. Yeah, we're trying to.
Or scenario.
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Like, where are we trying to go? What are we trying to do or save as a superhero? But we need a car to get there.
There's a Cyclops that's destroying Chicago, but you're here in Kansas.
Okay. So we have a Chicago destroying
It's
Cyclops.
a giant,
Like how tall are we talking?
skyscraper.
Like a skyscraper, like a Chicago skyscraper?
Yeah.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think like the Hercules, that Cyclops.
And we have to stop this guy?
You have to
What?
stop this guy.
This is kind of like a little bit more intense than, hey, you have 15 minutes to go from one side of town to the other at rush hour traffic.
Right?
You know, carrying carrying
Cyclops in Chicago. That's what I
carrying
heard.
nothing but eggs, and you have to not be able to not break any egg. Like this is a little bit more extreme than that.
I
No, we
can soften it.
No, I mean,
No,
that's it right there.
So to clarify, it was Cyclops in Chicago,
A
right?
skyscraper.
Oh.
Sized.
Maybe not that big, but
How many feet tall are we talking?
gosh, I don't know. I don't know, 180 feet? I don't know.
180
180
feet tall
foot
Cyclops
In Chicago.
destroying Chicago, and we're in Kansas.
Yeah.
And we have to get there
We have to get there to stop him.
ASAP.
So we
How
don't
far is
necessarily. We just
Chicago?
so our only task is to get there so we can stop him.
How far is
Okay.
Chicago?
What's that?
How far is Chicago from here?
I don't know, like 700 miles, something like that. Chica, go, man. Chica.
I'm trying to add
Go.
one more thing.
Are we carrying anything
I
there?
liked your eggs idea.
So
And your grandmother
maybe the Cyclops
from
is
Chicago.
maybe the
really
Cyclops
eats
is
eggs.
his only weakness is eggs. And so the more eggs we can get there intact, the more we can throw at him to stop him.
Well, I was gonna say, and your grandmother who's from Chicago, she has trouble going out shopping. So I don't know, she has psychic powers and just knows you're coming to Chicago.
Okay.
So she says to buy some eggs on your way.
Get some eggs on the way.
Yeah, and to drop them off to her.
How many eggs
And maybe
does she need?
Let's say 3 dozen.
3 dozen eggs. So grandma needs 3 dozen eggs.
Wow, she's
How
making
far-
making a lot of cookies.
At what point between us and Chicago is she? Like how far from our starting point?
Let's
We
see.
just have to pick. We can choose where we pick them up from.
You can choose where you
And she
live.
lives in Chicago.
She lives in Chicago.
Okay, so I can travel quickly. I'm not telling you my strategy.
Because afterward, yeah, she's gonna make you cookies.
After we defeat the Cyclops.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What is
So-
the Cyclops? What's his weakness? Like what is possible? Because I gotta figure out what I can carry. Cake. Grandma,
Okay.
bake me a cake. I don't want
So-
cookies. Quickly.
So we need to get
No baked cake.
so from Wichita to Chicago.
Yeah, how many miles?
It is 705 miles. It should take.
Dude, I said 700. Bro.
It should take 10 hours and 9 minutes if we're driving at highway speeds.
if we're driving at highway speeds and following all the rules of the road.
But would we really be driving at highway speeds when there's literally a 180 foot tall? I think it was
Bang Bang.
Yeah.
180 foot tall. Cyclops is strong. I think we would be allowed to drive faster than 180. Like, I think most police officers would be okay with it.
I mean, this is a national emergency.
I would think so. Cyclops.
People have been evacuated. The roads are empty and clear.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people have been told to stay in your homes. There's literally a Cyclops destroying Chicago.
Yep.
So, okay.
Okay, so what's our wheel?
We have the option of 500,
It better not be 500.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, or a million.
Are we both going off the same, or are we both getting our own?
What do you prefer? What does the producer want us to do? Both same budget or individual budgets?
I'll be nice and say the same.
Same budget.
Same budget. Okay.
Why would you put 500 on there? That's your fault.
You know, you got to make it challenging sometimes. All right.
I'm buying a bicycle.
You know, never mind. Let's make it different.
Different budgets?
Yeah, let's make it interesting.
Oh God. Okay. Do you want to spin first? Or you want me to spin first?
What do I hit to spin? Space?
Just hit.
What?
I think you just tap on the. There we go.
I'm scared. Give me $1 million!
No!
Give me $1 million!
No!
Hang on, let me put this in here. One.
Wow.
4, 5, 6.
Can we have the same budget?
$1 million
Nope.
budget.
Different.
I can search any.
Wow.
Oh, what's our Okay.
Well,
you can
if we're in Wichita, then it's got to be.
provide this same limit. How far out from where we currently live can we shop for the car? Like anywhere in the nation, anywhere in the world, anywhere within how many miles?
Fast.
So the options are 25, 50, 100, 300, 500, 1,000 miles, statewide, nationwide, anywhere in the world. How far can we go out to find this vehicle?
100.
100 miles away. So somewhere within 100 miles of Wichita. 67210 is
Okay.
pretty much in the middle of Wichita.
So now I have to get my budget. God, if it's
It better be $500. All right.
Oh, come on.
$3,000. Thanks, producer.
Wow. So
I like how they're cheering for you. They got
Thanks.
confetti and
it wants to see me do well.
Oh man, I have an option. There's a Huracan STO on here, a Ford GT, Land Rover Defender, a 458 Spider.
I'll see you in a few days.
Man, and all I gotta do is get eggs to Grandma, and get there fast. So I don't want something that can. What's a smooth riding fast car? A Rolls Royce Cullinan. Oh man, but if I took like a Defender, I can go off road. But then the eggs are.
Then I get bounced around.
Man, I have so many problems. This is gonna be hard for me.
Yeah, it's so bad. So hard for you. I have the choice of so far a 2004 Buick Park Avenue.
I mean,
And that's literally my only choice. I literally have one choice.
Within 100 miles?
Within 100 miles.
Oh wait, no, it's too. That's a sponsored vehicle.
Yeah.
So you have one.
I have. It looks like my choice is a 2004 Buick Park Avenue. What do you choose, Richard, with your $1 million?
Well, she didn't. Okay, we weren't given a specification on how we could package the eggs. So really, or where we had to get it. I just had to get the eggs there. So I could use this $409,000, 990, 3,629 mile Lamborghini Huracan STO that is here in Wichita.
Wow.
There's also a Ford GT here in Wichita. I think the STO is all-wheel drive. It'd be faster.
Probably
I
a little
could
more
get
grip.
there super fast, hit a supermarket right outside of Chicago, and it's also very low, so I don't have to worry about bridges or low-flying things.
True.
I mean, if there's damage, and I think I'm going with the STO, the Huracan.
All right. And I have a 2004 Buick Park Avenue base.
How many miles are on that thing?
262,804 miles. Front wheel drive. It gets an MPG of 20 to 29 miles per gallon. Four speed automatic.
Do you want me to slow myself down a little bit for you?
No, it's fine. You,
I mean, 'cause I could go with the 2019 Rolls Royce for $286,000. It's got 19,000 miles on it.
I mean, you'll be so relaxed by the time you get there.
That's true.
I mean, I have a 3.8 liter V6. Okay, I mean, you might have trouble keeping up with me at that point.
I mean, the Lamborghini is used. It's a 2022.
Right? I mean, you don't want to go too posh.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going into battle, and this one, it's military drab green. So it's
That's
already
true.
It's very.
It's like ready for the battle.
Oh yeah, it's like it was made for it. It was made for a cycloptic battle in Chicago.
Obviously, I mean, I feel like you really don't have another option.
Yeah.
At this point,
And I'm pretty sure STO. It's like stomp the ogre.
I mean, that only makes sense.
Yeah,
Like they
that's really all the Cyclops is one-eyed ogre.
right.
Me and Shrek will get there, and we'll let you know when we're done.
Thanks. But I got leather seats.
Well, what does this guy got? Is there anything you have that I don't?
I have alloy wheels and leather seats.
Oh man, I got these stupid black carbon fiber things. Oh, I also have leather seats.
Oh well,
I have four-wheel disc brakes. Do you have air conditioning?
It doesn't.
Do you know if it's operational?
It doesn't specify.
Watches yours is pleather and Richard's is actual leather.
Actual leather.
You know.
You
what,
sit in it, and the cow's like. "Mrrr."
It's so
It's still breathing.
Still fresh.
So yeah, there you go. There's our superhero used cars of the week.
I win.
He wins. He definitely wins.
I think this is our exit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There it is.
There it is.
All right. Well,
Until next time.
see ya.